Hi, NOOK readers. I'd love to answer some of your questions as we all get excited to see Divergent on the big screen in March. Wild Knitter on Twitter asks, how did you come up with the 5 factions? Why not 8 or 10? The reason that I came up with 5 factions is really because I was asking myself the same questions that the people in the book are asking themselves when they're creating their society. Which virtues would I choose that would create a world that can operate in harmony with itself? When I was asking myself those questions, these 5 virtues were the ones that I came up with. I also felt like any more than 5, and we would get into a lot of overlap with the cultural aspects of each faction. You know, how they dress, how they act, how they talk to each other. I wanted them each to feel unique and very close to what the faction holds to be important. 5 is just kind of the most manageable number for that. Cheryl I on Facebook asks, I'm teaching your novel in my 11 Lit class. High school kids always like to know where the ideas come from. Can you tell us? Yes, I can. Although when I get this question, I always think of the movie Empire Records when Lucas says, who knows where thoughts come from? They just appear. But the real answer is that when I came up with the idea for Divergent, I was taking psychology in my freshman year of college. And I was learning about exposure therapy, which is a method of treating people with anxiety and phobias, in which they're repeatedly exposed to the stimulus that provokes their fear response until their brain learns a healthier response to that stimulus. So this is a very effective method of treating phobias and a very interesting one to me. And I thought about what would happen if there was a little culture of people who used exposure therapy in the form of these weird sci-fi simulations to eradicate fear in healthy individuals. And that's where the Dauntless came from. And the rest of the story and the world kind of built around that. Tiffany P. on Google Plus asks, was there one thought, idea, scene, or feeling that inspired your Divergent series? And if so, what was that inspiration? Really, what inspired the world of Divergent was a quote. So I was trying to figure out the voice of the main character of the novel and you know, how the story would be told, which is so important. And I thought of this quote by Aeschylus, which is, my will is mine, I will not make it soft for you. It's from the play Agamemnon. And I wanted to write a character who could deliver that quote convincingly, so a kind of hard, direct voice. But I also wanted that character to be a girl, because we don't expect a girl to have that kind of voice. And that's where Triss came from. And as much as I had the concept for the world and the story, you know, for a couple years before I found Triss, the story only works because Triss is telling it.